Hello, and welcome to California Mattress Recycling, What Retailers Need to Know, brought to you today by the Mattress Recycling Council. My name is Lori Barnes, and I am MRC's Industry Communications Manager. We're going to give everyone just a few minutes to join, and in the meantime, please note that today's presentation will be recorded and shared afterwards over our communications platforms. During today's webinar, we will share important information about our program, as well as recent changes to the mattress recycling law in California. We will review retailer obligations, answer your questions about compliance, and provide resources to assist you. Our team of panelists will answer questions at the end of the program. If you have a question, please submit it using the Q&A icon at the bottom of your screen. It's just about 9 a.m. California time, and we're going to go ahead and get started. So welcome, everyone. It is my pleasure to introduce our panelists today. Mike O'Donnell is MRC's Managing Director. Marie Clark is MRC's Vice President of Industry and External Affairs. Paris Golston is MRC's Industry Communications Specialist. Joy Broussard is MRC's Program and Logistics Coordinator. And if everyone's ready, we'll get started with our program, California Mattress Recycling, What Retailers Need to Know. Mike?
Thank you for the introduction, Lori. I'm going to start with a brief overview of our mattress recycling programs. In 2013, California, Connecticut, and Rhode Island each passed mattress recycling laws that were similar in funding and operational structure. To administer these programs, the International Sleep Products Association created two distinct brands and websites for industry and consumer audiences. The Mattress Recycling Council, or MRC, is the nonprofit entity brand targeting the mattress industry with an emphasis on retailers. Bye Bye Mattress is the brand targeting consumers. Today, MRC is the largest and most successful mattress recycling organization in North America. In California alone, we've recycled over 5 million mattresses and box springs since our 2016 launch. Each state program is funded by a per unit fee assessed in the sale of all mattresses through internet, brick and mortar, and commercial sale channels. In California, collected fees fund a number of statutory requirements. These include the collection and transport of discarded units from across the state of California. We also contract and have recycling contracts at 10 geographically dispersed recycling facilities. We have a comprehensive and diverse education and outreach program. We provide funding that invests in targeted projects to prepare MRC for the future circular economy. We have a sleep product sustainability program that creates efficiencies at California manufacturing facilities. Our fee also provides CalRecycle staff time and allows them to provide program oversight of MRC and provide retailer enforcement. Lastly, the fee allows MRC to develop a statewide collection infrastructure. This image illustrates the collection network the MRC team has created since 2016. In addition to the 10 recycling facilities I mentioned earlier, our network of over 200 fixed collection sites provides access to over 95% of California residents. This network is augmented by retailers taking back old units, collection events hosted by MRC, and no-cost curbside pickup in many communities. Later in this webinar, Joy Broussard will talk about our commercial volume program, which provides no-cost trailers, transportation, and recycling to high-volume generators across California. I'll pause here and hand the presentation over to Marie Clark for an overview of upcoming legislative changes.
Thanks, Mike. Welcome, everyone. Thanks for joining us today. My name is Marie Clark, and I'm MRC's Vice President of Industry and External Affairs. My job is to work with our various stakeholder groups to share information, answer questions, and today we'll be helping our retailers understand your obligations under the law in California. I want to start by walking through the Mattress Stewardship Law and highlight some key provisions for retailers. In 2013, the California legislature and then Governor Brown signed into law the Used Mattress Recovery and Recycling Act. This established the requirements for the Mattress Stewardship Program. And in 2014, the legislature amended that law to clarify definitions as well as add record keeping and reporting requirements. In 2015, skipping one bullet ahead, CalRecycle, the agency charged with oversight and enforcement, promulgated regulations to further clarify provisions of the law, including criteria and procedures for enforcement. Most recently, in 2019, the California legislature and Governor Newsom signed into law Assembly Bill 187, which, among other things, added futons to the list of eligible products and expanded the retailer take-back obligations. We'll talk more about AB 187 in a minute, but before I get into AB 187, I want to talk generally about retailer obligations under the law. MRC wants to make compliance with this law as easy as possible, and we're here as a resource to help answer retailer and other stakeholders understand obligations under this law. MRC is happy to answer questions about compliance and will work with CalRecycle to provide clarity on the law, but we cannot provide legal advice. So I urge you to work with counsel if you have specific legal questions about an interpretation of the law. In general, retailer obligations include registering your company with MRC on mrcreporting.org and keeping that information up to date, collecting the $10.50 per unit fee on eligible products sold for delivery to California consumers, whether that's sold online or in store, reporting and remitting that fee monthly using mrcreporting.org, monitoring CalRecycle's list of registered manufacturers and brands. And if a retailer delivers a new mattress, that retailer must offer to take back a consumer's used mattress at no cost to the consumer. The last obligation, as I mentioned earlier, was expanded under AB 187. So let's get into that update and take a look at the language of the law. I mentioned futons. As of January 1, 2020, futon mattresses are now considered eligible products. They both carry the $10.50 fee and the take-back obligation, as well as a consumer has the option to drop off a futon mattress throughout the MRC collection network in California. I will clarify that it only applies to futon mattresses, not to futon bases or frames. The retailer take-back expansion under AB 187 requires that as of January 1, 2021, all retailers that deliver a mattress to a consumer in California must offer to pick up a used mattress at no additional cost to the consumer. I'd like to walk through the section of the law that covers the retailer take-back obligations with you. And as you can see, this is Public Resource Code section 42992. This section includes both the current and the new expansion of the take-back obligation. As you can see, section A, this is the current take-back requirement, and it will continue to apply to retailers that have the ability to take back a unit at the time of delivery. And it reads, a retailer shall offer a consumer the option to have a used mattress picked up for recovery at the time of delivery at no additional cost to the consumer if a new mattress is delivered to the consumer. So if you're delivering a new mattress, you must offer to take away a used mattress at no additional cost to the consumer at the time of delivery. Subsection C, retailers can charge consumers for the cost of the delivery of a new mattress. And looking elsewhere in this section, I'll start with subsection F. This is the expanded retailer take-back, and this is new. F essentially voids E right above it. E was the common carrier exemption. So anyone delivering via common carrier, and that's UPS, USPS, FedEx. Today, well, since the law took effect in 2015 and until January 1, 2021, they did not have the obligation to take back a used mattress upon delivery of a new mattress. But as you can see, subsection F states that on and after January 1, 2021, if a new mattress is delivered to a consumer by common carrier, the retailer of that mattress shall offer to arrange to pick up a used mattress for recycling from that consumer within 30 days of the delivery of the new mattress. This expands the retail take-back obligation from subsection A and now requires all retailers to offer pickup of a used mattress when delivering a new mattress. How you deliver the unit, whether that's via common carrier or via a truck with the ability to take back a unit at time of delivery, dictates how long you have to offer that take back to the consumer. And just before we leave this page, subsection D, a retailer or third-party contractor may refuse to pick up a used mattress if the retailer or contractor determines the used mattress is contaminated and poses a risk to personnel, new products, or equipment. We understand that as retailers are navigating doing business during a pandemic, that delivery and pickup may look different or may require new policies or new precautions. And I would ask that you keep us in the loop so that we can keep consumers, CalRecycle, and other stakeholders informed of the challenges retailers are facing. We've already gotten a number of questions about AB 187 and how to interpret this language, and we've asked CalRecycle for their interpretation of the language with respect to two questions. The first being, do all retailers have to offer take back at no cost to the consumer? Subsection A, as we saw, specifically mentions no cost take back, while subsection F does not. As you can see, CalRecycle has concluded that all retailers, including online retailers, are required to take back used mattresses at no cost, but are not prohibited from charging the consumer for delivery of a new mattress. And the second question, does the, quote, pick up for recycling, end quote, language in subsection F require retailers delivering via common carrier to recycle the used units? And as you can see, CalRecycle's concluded that we do not believe the legislature intended for there to be a distinction between, quote, recovery of subsection F, of subsection A, and, quote, recycling of subsection F when referring to the method of mattress management for online retailers and brick and mortar retailers. The consistency maintains a level playing field for all parties. So no cost take back applies to all retailers, and retailers are required to pick up for recovery, not necessarily recycling. Of course, we hope you'll work with MRC to recycle the units, and my colleague Joy will talk a bit about how we aim to make it easy for recyclers to recycle with MRC in just a few minutes. So before I turn it over, I'd like to just briefly cover what to expect during an inspection. As I mentioned earlier, CalRecycle is the agency charged with oversight and enforcement, and MRC is sharing this information, this checklist with you, so that you know what to expect and you can have it ready for an inspection. I can't speak on behalf of the department, so if you do have questions related to enforcement, you can visit CalRecycle's EPR enforcement website, or you can reach out to me. I'm happy to pass questions along to the department and try and get an answer. So inspections by CalRecycle are conducted unannounced and may be in person or over the phone. You should be able to verify that you are registered with MRC. You can confirm that you've been remitting the fee to MRC. Review copies of your mattress sales receipts. So the inspector will ask to see the sales receipts and that the fee is broken out specifically on the receipt. Provide information that no charge used mattress take-back is offered, and you should be able to verify that mattresses sold comply with the law. I hope this helps with your understanding of the law and retailer obligations. If you do take one thing away from this presentation today, I hope it's that MRC is here as a resource to help you understand and comply with this law. At this point, I'd like to turn it over to my colleague, Paris. She's going to talk about some of the materials and resources that MRC has to help your business comply.
Thank you, Marie. Hi, everyone. I'm Paris, the Industry Communication Specialist and your Consumer Relations and Customer Service contact. So today I'm going to do an overview of our portal where you report, remit, and register. I'm also going to go over our websites with all of our resources and our consumer education materials. So let's just start with our portal. So we'll start with the registration. Basically, this is where all of the retailers, distributors, producer register their companies. And the first tab that we'll go over is the reporting tab. This one may look familiar to some of you or someone in your organization. This is where you do all of your monthly reports. And you also can go back and look at the old reports that you've done. If, for instance, Cal Recycle came to visit and you needed to prove that you had been doing your reporting. Next, we will look at the make a payment or the remitting tab. This is obviously where you go to submit your payments each month. And you can also see the 3 options that we offer here to when you are ready to make payments. The next tab is our program updates tab. This is where you will find any information that we provide that updates you on the program, sort of like this webinar. If you need to go back and look, we keep things here for you to refer to if you have any questions. And our final tab is the resources tab. This tab has our how-to videos on how to register, how to remit, how to report. They're both in Spanish and English. We also have our fee policy here, our included and excluded products list, and our participants agreement. And just as another note, you can check your account here to do updates. So if your information changes as far as contact information, or if you move, have an address change, or need to add stores, you can frequently go here to make those updates so you can make sure that you're getting all of our updated material. Next, we'll discuss the mattresserecyclingcouncil.org website. This is our primary site for our industry. You'll be able to see here the impact that we've had over the past 5 years with our program. We also have a state-specific page for California and our other 2 states. We have resources here that have your obligations, your annual reports, resources that you can provide for your consumers or your customers. And we also have information that you may have, like FAQs, to help you better explain the program. We also have our news page here where you will see our monthly highlights that we send out each month. And it gives you updates on the program overall. And you can also see any news or notifications where MRC has been mentioned in the news. And this is our buybymattress.com. This is the site that's primarily used by our consumers or your customers. They use this to find a location to drop off their mattresses if they don't have it taken back by a retailer, if they just have one that they want to get rid of. We also have a bulky item directory here that gives the consumer curbside info on where they can have their mattress picked up in their area if that's available. We also do provide a page here with the take back information so that they know the obligations of the retailer whenever they have a new mattress delivered so that they can have it taken back. We have the commercial volume pickup page where Joy will discuss this in just a little bit for businesses. And just like the other page, we have a state program information where you can see exactly what your state obligations are. Here is a customer education or consumer education material that we provide free of cost to all retailers. We do provide it in many different languages. We have posters in 8.5 by 11 and 11 by 17 that you can use on your storefront. We also have receipt attachments that can be used to attach to the receipt to explain the program to the consumer so that you're not having to try to explain it yourself. It gives them drop-off location information and what the program provides. We also have a list of FAQs that we can send to you that addresses a lot of the questions that your consumers have that you may not be able to readily answer. And finally, here is just a snapshot of the page on the website where we can give you the material or you can download it yourself. There's also a form where you can fill it out to request the customer education material that we will send to you. And we also have the FAQs here that you can print out for yourself in both Spanish and English. So if you need it and you would like to request it, you can use the form, you can email us, or you can call us. And again, it's all provided for you at no cost. And with that, I will pass it off to Joy so that she can explain the recycling options for businesses in California.
Thank you so much, Paris. Good morning, everyone. My name is Joy Broussard, and I am the program and out here in California, hotels and universities, and help them to take advantage of our Bye-Bye Mattress program. So today, I would like to go over all of the options that our commercial volume program provides. First, there are two types of drop-off sites. You have your recycling facilities and then sites that accept commercial volume. The first one, the recycling facility, is where a mattress or mattresses are being deconstructed and broken apart. We currently have 10 of these locations across the state in each of the major regions. These locations accept large quantities and there is no limit to how many units you can drop off. Now, they do have appointments that are required, and you can actually make those arrangements directly through the locations. The next option are going to be our collection sites. These also accept commercial volume. These locations do have unit limits per day, and you will also need to make an appointment. So you definitely want to check in with them as well. We've been working really hard over the last year to expand this option, and this list keeps growing every day. You can find both of these options on our recycling. You can find both of these options regarding recycling facilities and commercial drop-offs on our buybuymattress.com site that Paris just mentioned. On our commercial program page, there is a button for recycling for businesses that will take you to all of the information you need to contact these locations. Now, there's a new option for transportation. This launched last year, 2019, on Earth Day. It is available to mattress retailers, hotels, universities, and soon to be military and hospitals. So this is a no-cost transportation option. So please, if you have any commercial clients that you use as well, let them know this is available. Now let's get into that option a little bit deeper and see how that works. So for the transportation option, again, this is a no-cost transportation option for your discarded mattresses. And for this option, you have to have at least 100 units and more. We are able to provide permanent trailers at your facilities and can swap those out depending on what your needs are. So that can be daily, weekly, monthly. It just depends on what you need. Now, if you have temporary projects and don't necessarily need a permanent trailer, no worries. We can also supply that as well. Again, we're pretty flexible with what we can offer and supply depending on your specifics. So just please don't be hesitant to reach out to us. We're more than happy to help. So for all of these, please reach out to me if you have any questions. You can also find this information on the buybuymattress.com site or email me directly. My email is going to be jbroussard@mattressrecyclingcouncil.org. The next thing that we want to also mention is we have a list of resources compiled for retailers of potential third-party providers to assist with logistics as it relates to the take-back obligation. This is not an inclusive list, and it doesn't represent an endorsement, but we do have this for your needs. And now I would like to hand this over to Lori, who will be going over next steps before we take questions.
Thanks, Joy. That was a lot of really great information. And I know that we have some questions coming in. We're going to get to those in just a minute. In the meantime, I just want to sum up some of the things that we've talked about today and talk about what your next steps are. So first off, make sure you log into mrcreporting.org. This is where you'll check your account information and make sure that all of your contact information and registrations are up to date. You'll also have the opportunity to request customer education materials. You can contact us to order storefront posters and point of sale materials, or if you're an online retailer, to request links that you can share on your own website. You can download and share resources by visiting mattressrecyclingcouncil.org. You can find more information about our program, the law, and the work that we are doing. Our resources page has a For Retailers section just for you. Ask us about recycling your units. As Joy just explained, there is more information available about how you can participate in our no-cost commercial volume program. And then stay in touch. Be sure that you're subscribed to MRC Highlights newsletter and that you're following us on social for the latest news about our program. And finally, we've already had some questions come in about how can I get the information available today? Watch your email for a follow-up from MRC. We'll be sending out a recording of this presentation along with a list of FAQs and the list of potential third-party providers that was just shown on the screen. All of this information will also be included in our November Highlights newsletter. At this time, this is your opportunity to submit any additional questions that you have using the Q&A icon at the bottom of your screen. We will answer as many questions as we can now and also provide the list of FAQs after today's presentation. Marie, could you get us started with some of the questions that have come in?
Thanks, Lori, and thanks for the questions. I'm going to start with, as you can see, just some frequently asked questions. We do have an FAQ document that we're going to be updating on an ongoing basis as we get questions and answers. So I'll just start with these and then we'll dive into some of the questions we've gotten during the webinar. So first, does the no cost pickup requirement apply to all retailers? And the answer is yes. As of January 1, 2021, all retailers delivering a new mattress to a California consumer must offer to take back a used unit. The second one, can I charge a consumer to deliver a new mattress? The answer is yes. There is no prohibition on charging a consumer for the cost of delivery for a new mattress. If I deliver a mattress via common carrier, am I required to recycle units picked up from the consumer? No, and on a previous slide, I showed that CalRecycle interprets the for recycling language in 42992F to mean for recovery, as in subsection A. But again, we hope if you're not already working with MRC that you will, and that we can help you recycle those units. Do I have to pick up a mattress if the unit is contaminated and poses a risk to personnel, new products, or equipment? And the answer to that is also no. That's a specific exemption within the 42992 section of the law. So I know we have a bunch of questions here. I can see a lot coming in already. If we don't get to your answer, or if we don't get to your question and provide you an answer today, we will follow up after the webinar. And as I said, we have an FAQ document that we'll be updating on an ongoing basis. So if you ever have a question, feel free to reach out to us, but we'll do our best to get an answer to all of these questions that have come in today. So just looking at a couple of them, does required pickup relate to only mattresses or mattresses and foundations? And this is a good question. When we say mattresses, we do mean mattresses or foundations. So the fee applies to both mattresses and foundations, as well as futon mattresses. And the pickup obligation applies to mattresses, foundations, and futon mattresses. Another one, does the law only apply to retailers that deliver the mattress? What if the consumer picks up the mattress at the retail store? So the law does apply to retailers that deliver the mattress. It also applies to mattresses that are sold at a retail store. But if you're asking about, does the pickup requirement apply? The pickup requirement only applies if you're delivering a mattress to a California address. So if a consumer picks up the mattress at the retail store, you do not have an obligation to recycle, or rather to recover a unit from that consumer. Can you please provide a bit more clarification on what constitutes a retailer? And this is a good question. Because I think there's probably some folks on the line who sell to hotels or other commercial groups. A retailer and really a California consumer are two important definitions. So a retailer is anyone who sells to a California consumer. A California consumer doesn't have to be an individual. It can be a hotel or a university or another commercial group. So the fee applies on those sales, and the take back obligation also applies on those sales. And as Joy talked about, we do our best to make it really easy for those large volume users to be able to recycle the units with MRC. So I hope if you have any further questions about that, you can reach out to Joy or really any of us at MRC, and we're happy to get you a question, or I'm sorry, an answer. Okay. I'm just trying to see if there are any others I can answer today. Have you heard from online retailers how pickups will be made? This is a great question, and this is an ongoing conversation. So we're doing our best to reach out to online retailers who previously did not have a take-back obligation under the law, but will beginning January 1, 2021. Folks are really just starting to figure this out now. So we're going to do our best to get as much information as we can, as quickly as we can, so that we can help you understand what is going on, how other retailers, online retailers in particular, are responding to this. So I don't have the perfect answer just yet, but I hope you'll stay tuned for our FAQ document as we update that. And again, you're welcome to reach out to MRC directly because as we're getting these questions, we're doing our best to get clarification from either Cal Recycle or, like Joy and Paris talked about, putting together resources to help your businesses with compliance. So that's all the time I have for questions today. I'm going to turn it back over to Lori.
Thank you, Marie, and thank you everyone for participating today. In closing, we hope that you found today's presentation helpful. For more information, please visit our websites or contact us by email or phone. Any of our staff will be happy to follow up with you. Again, look for an email from us with a recording of the presentation that will include additional resources should you need them. Thank you for doing your part in support of mattress recycling. There's more to every mattress.